Hello, my beautiful friends. It's Erica. I've been having a lot of conversations recently with clients that prompted me to want to come on and do this video for you today as a message of encouragement. So many people are in this space where they're just feeling empty. They're feeling as though the life that they've lived, the life that they've lived their whole life, the friends they've known, the people they've hung out with, just aren't resonating anymore. And this has been a gradual shift over the last several years, but I'm finding it's hitting really close to home right now with so many people where there's just this feeling of disconnect as well as loneliness. And I know that many of you are in this space right now, and I was having a conversation with a client yesterday where this has been going on for a while, and it makes life feel almost like I don't know where it will change or when it will change or how it can change. There's this sense of you don't fit in the world anymore because of your level of consciousness, your level of growth, and the things that maybe resonated for you for a very long time just don't carry the same emotional fulfillment as they did before. And this is not by accident. This is part of what is happening in the collective shift into a return into the original earth, return to Eden, the transition we are all going into, or have been in for a while actually, but the transition we are all experiencing as we shed the old and bring in the new. And this can bring up a lot of mixed emotions of sadness, of frustration, of certainly loneliness, but most certainly this feeling of where do I belong? Where do I fit in? And I promise you, that that is shifting. I'm going to just use some cards just for the heck of it, even though this was just going to be a spoken message. I always enjoy using the cards. And just to see where we want to start this conversation in terms of where you're at, of what's going on for you spiritually at this time, if you're feeling this way. Because it's like you know what you don't want, but you haven't manifested that, maybe that soul family or that group. Maybe it's just one person that you know that just clicks with you and resonates with you. And if that is you, I promise more are coming. I promise you more are coming. Because we are needed to come together. We are needed to come together in community. We're needed to break bread together. We're meant to give each other hugs. We're meant to see each other eye to eye. And I know obviously I do this work online, and I have for many, many years. And we're moving into now a need to transcend just that. But for some people, watching videos of people who understand it are the only way that they feel connected to something other than the people that they're around. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. That's how it begins often, because it is a vibration and it is a soul frequency, a familiar family soul frequency that we can share that sometimes occurs over the internet to start. But what I'm finding in a lot of the work that I'm feeling called towards, as well as what my clients are experiencing, is there's more of us who are physically finding each other in the 3D. And you might hopefully be experiencing this, starting to experience it, but if you're not experiencing it, it is on its way. So let's just anchor into what is happening spiritually for those of you that are feeling like this. I mean, hello, right? We don't need the cards. I don't ever need the cards, but I love using them, so I always use them. But this is spirit. This is our spiritual path. This is part of why we came here. We are not simply here to adhere to doctrine. We're not here to follow, dare I say, rules and ways of being spiritual, right? Who's to say that you have to do X, Y, and Z in order to be considered worthy of the divine? There's nothing further than the truth. There's nothing further than that from the truth, rather. And this is one of the ways through structures that have been created on Earth for humanity to be controlled. Is through, you must do this, this, and this, or you do not fit in the box of being worthy of God, of the divine, of all of that. And this is what has caused a lot of challenges for people as a whole. But Spirit is definitely guiding this. And it is part of the spiritual journey to feel like where you're finding your own path, is what I'm hearing. Finding your own way, being led by the God within you. It's not about what someone on the outside tells you or what even a book tells you. It is what resides within your core divine spark within you that is all that there is, that is all that is divine. And how are you being led from within? And also, this is all about, again, the Hierophant can relate to organized religions, structures around what it means to be spiritual. And if you think about it from the 10,000-foot view, it's all seeking the solution and the salvation outside of self, when the reality is it's within. And most of the world operates this way, which is why those that don't feel separate, feel disconnected from that. Because once you connect to the truth within, other things don't resonate the same. You see things through another lens. You see things through an awakened mind, an awakened consciousness, where you're seeing many layers and many dimensions of things in our 3D world that were maybe there all along, but you never saw. What else is happening spiritually? Okay, people are moving on. They're moving away, moving forward out of mental conflict, because the Six of Swords comes in after the Five of Swords, which is mental conflict. They're finding more of a sense of peace when they do this. And it's really interesting because I've been running, I think I'm in my 8th mentorship group right now that I'm running for the Archetype Alchemy. And one of the main things that people keep coming back for, aside from understanding how to use that as a system for themselves, is truly being able to connect with others who get it. Because for many, these mentorship groups are the only place that they can really talk about anything that means anything to them, because nobody around them gets it. Nobody. And that's what's been so incredibly valuable and beautiful about what I've been able to witness as the facilitator of these mentorship groups. It's been really quite beautiful, and it's only emphasized for me more the importance of this. So I'm going to plant a couple little seeds here. I'm not going to give too many details, but I am working on a few in-person events, 2 in particular that are percolating at the moment. And stay tuned as details will emerge. There's still a lot that has to be figured out, but aiming possibly for one sometime this winter in Florida. and another one possibly this fall, late fall in the UK. Now, I'm putting it out there. This isn't a promise because there's a lot of logistics that have to be figured out, but let's just say I'm throwing it out into the universe. And if you're interested in person retreat, couple days, even 1 day event, but where we can meet in person and meet with all these other amazing, beautiful souls and clients that I've been working with for years, stay tuned. So I'm just going to plant that little seed out into the universe to hold myself accountable as well, to continue to work on it. And fingers crossed, if it's meant to, it will happen. But that's why I'm all of a sudden, you've heard me talk about it. And I've been doing this in the mentorship groups, but it's just that important to be able to convene, to be able to literally just be in a field of souls that is on a similar frequency. And we've been doing this in my activations as well. So, but I'm talking about actually in person, where people can come and get inspired and learn and grow and meet other people as well. So stay tuned. And if you'd like some support, I am open to personal readings at the moment. If you are interested to get more into some of the shadow work or inner child work that will really be supportive, some real breakthroughs are coming when we do this work in the mentorship groups. So I'm certainly available to do that one-on-one with you if you would like. So link is down below to book one if you would like. So along these lines of what's happening spiritually, we're getting the Knight of Wands. To me, that's an ignition, an action in purpose, seeking a sense of purpose, wanting a sense of purpose, wanting something to do that you're passionate about. You're wanting that excitement and passion back in your life again. And I will say, I know I personally went through this, and I again was telling this to a client yesterday. Personally went through this period of time where I was told to really sort of shift my work earlier this year. It was almost like leave everything, like open it up to closing out the way you do everything and being open to what naturally arises. But before something really gave me a direction, I was in a period of void. This void feeling of I don't even know where I belong, I don't even know what I'm supposed to be doing, but I was meant to let go of all the structures I had around me for a period of time. And then there were things about what I'd already created that I'm still continuing, like doing videos on this channel, like working with clients, but it was meant to literally be let go completely for a while before I was shown where I needed to put my energy, as opposed to continuing what I had already built. And that's very similar to what is happening for many of you. I know many of you are making major changes in your lives, changes in your careers. Maybe you're changing where you live, and you're in this place or feeling like you need to, and maybe you've let go of something, but you haven't quite started something else, or something else hasn't quite taken shape. Please do not despair. I promise you there's a period of acclimation to the release of the old structures before the new takes shape. And that is a time where you're meant to be receptive. You're meant to do what you need to do that's guided, as opposed to what you feel like you quote unquote should be doing. It's inspired action that's necessary versus I feel like I need to do something because I don't want to be lazy, or I feel like I need to be doing something because I'm supposed to be doing something. Guided, inspired action, yes. But sometimes you got to be in that void for a little bit in order for it to come forward. So what's happening for you? Like what's What's on your mind, King of Wands? I want to go forward in action. I want to have a purpose. And I want to come out into the world, emerge into the world with a new sense of purpose. This is so connected to what's been coming through in recent readings about, and in the collective energies around realigning our lives with what matters and what means something, and not just what pays the bills. Having that sense of purpose, coming out in the world authentically as yourself, having recognition, and no longer wanting to do this, yet also being a little afraid to let go of security, stability, and whatever's holding you back from the past. And there will be, oh my gosh, and the Knight of Swords on that. It's like, no, the truth is the truth is the truth. You know, whatever you're holding on to or afraid to open up. You know, this can be about somebody who's hoarding their emotions. They can be hoarding their money. They can be not letting go of stability and security because they're afraid to lose something. You know, that's lack mentality. The Four of Pentacles is often lack mentality, where you got to hold on tight to whatever you have, or because you think you're going to lose it. And we got the Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords and the King of Wands here that are that's saying, you already know the truth. You know where you want to go. The truth shall set you free. So, in the extended, we're going to go a lot more into how to navigate this situation, what you need to know, more guidance on getting through this period of time, if you're interested. And those of you that have the August All Extendeds Pass, it's going to be uploaded there as soon as it's available. So you can certainly get just the extended for this, or you can get the pass that gets you all the readings from the month of August, which I think right now is maybe 6 hours worth. So I know a lot of people have liked it. It's a special I've run this summer. So the link is down below to get that if you are interested, or just to get the extended. And how you're feeling. And I'll leave you with some guidance for those of you not going on to the extended. You want to come together in community. You want to work with other people. You want to learn. You want to grow. You don't want to do it all alone anymore. With that Three of Pentacles, it's like, let's come together in community and support each other. And bring in this new energy, these new tangible beginnings. You're wanting cooperative, kind communities, friendships, relationships. And you're done with the old. You're done with the old. It's time for a new life. It's time for a new job. It's time for a new relationship. Because what's done is done, and what's in the past is in the past. The Ten of Swords is like donezo. It's over. It's complete. And the Emperor. For some of you, this is letting go of, like, this is you taking charge of your life, being in control of your destiny, and getting out of the mental prison that fear can put us in. Why is it? But the Emperor also keeps his emotions completely closed. And the truth is, we're supposed to be, the truth is going to open us up. And the Emperor is done keeping his feelings closed and being unemotional. So for a lot of you, it's the fear of opening up to rejection, meeting new friends and where am I going to fit in? You know, it's like, it's almost like that first day of school when everyone else, you feel like everyone else knows each other and you're the new kid. That's that feeling I'm getting. So it's understandable that those fears of rejection could come up, but you know what? It's important that you remember your energy speaks for you. And when you embody your true authentic energy, those that are meant to be in your life will be drawn to your frequency. They're going to magnetize to you. They are going to come to you. This is less about what you need to do to find people and more about the energy you must exude in order for your people to find you and for you to manifest opportunities to meet people, to manifest guidance that will bring you to where you meet some like-minded people. So it's really anchoring back into the feeling of my energy sends a signal out. And when I show up in guided and inspired action in my authentic energy, the universe is going to align circumstances, people, situations that are going to bring me that which I desire, which is that sense of community, that sense of cooperation, that feeling of I'm not alone. There are people out here like me that I can resonate with, that we can maybe even do projects together. We can do mission work together. We can just speak about things that mean something to us that we can't speak about with other people. So it's really quite beautiful. So I promise you that this message of encouragement is if you have to listen to this every day to stay on track, please do, because the energies in the collective right now are so dense and heavy that it's taking even more discipline for light workers to stay in their positivity, in their faith, in their alignment. And if there's ever a time to dial up your consistent reconnection, it's now. So for those of you not going to the extended, what we're going to talk about I'm going to give you a guidance message now, but in the extended, I'm going to go more in depth to see where you're being really balanced, where your unconscious may be making this harder than it needs to be, because we know that that's what happens a lot of times is our subconscious programming does impact what the signal we're sending out, right? We're supposed to send out the signal, but if our signal is a little crossed or not quite clear due to those unconscious shadow energies or patterns, we'll not get as good of a result. So I'm going to go deep into that in the extended. But for those of you not going to the extended, what's most important for you to know as guidance? Oh, lighten up. The last quarter moon in Leo. Yes, this has been shaking your confidence. Yes, this probably has been hitting a sense of pride. But this is about letting go of the last remnants of ego and attachment to anything we have where we feel maybe safety within a group, even though we don't resonate with them. But the last quarter moon this is the last of it releasing. But they're saying to lighten up. Easier said than done, I know. However, lightening up. Remember, the void is the void. And if you're in the void and you're not having guided inspiration, just do what you love. Go do the things that you enjoy. Give yourself permission to take a vacation from your quote unquote problems, like that movie, What About Bob? I'm going to take a vacation from my problems for 2 weeks. Literally, you may have to do that, where it's just give yourself permission to have a week of laziness if you can. Obviously, if some of you have jobs and you can't do that, I understand. But even 2 days of complete laziness on a weekend where you just honor yourself, you do the things you enjoy, you You can always do chores later. You can always do laundry later. You can always take care of things later, but you must, if it means taking 2 days to just, if you want to sit out on a hammock, go sit out on a hammock with a book. If you want to cook yourself a beautiful meal because you love to cook and you're hungry, by all means do that. Do what you love. Go plant some plants in the garden. Go sit at the beach. Leave your phone at home and just be. Whatever it is, do something that's going to lighten your frequency, that's going to raise your frequency. But remember, we're towards the end of this. We're in the final release of this. So this is part of the, the most important thing you can do if you're feeling this way. So I hope this has helped. I'll see some of you in the extended. I will also see some of you if you're interested in coaching or in live coaching or in a personal reading. By all means, link is down below to check that out and to book one. And until next time, I send you love. Bye.